Hello, it's Matt from Near Mint Plus, and welcome to another opening video. Today we have something slightly different. We have a Pokemon booster box, but this time it's in Korean. Now these Korean booster boxes you may have seen around. Amazon seem to have plenty of them, eBay have plenty of them, and they have their sets sort of fall in line with Japanese releases rather than the English releases. So this box, for example, is the equivalent of the Japanese Sun and Moon Tag Bolt box. Now these are a lot cheaper than you would find for their English or even their Japanese counterparts, because they're Korean, and the Korean cards have a little bit of a stigma about them in some ways, that sort of in the tier rating of the quality of cardstock and the quality of the print and things, that I think it sort of goes sort of English and Japanese somewhere at the top, and Korean definitely below them in terms of quality of the card and quality of the print. And we're going to see if that holds true today when we give this box an open. Now the other thing to note about these boxes is that yes, they are cheap, but you only get 5 cards in a pack, compared to the much larger UK English packs. The Japanese packs, they tend to be a bit smaller as well, so these again sort of in line with that, and you can just about see at the bottom there it vaguely says, so one pack has 5 cards and one box has 30 packs, so inside here are 30 packs. Now the other thing you may have heard about Korean card booster boxes for Pokemon like this is that the pull rate isn't as good either. Again, we're going to find out if that's true or not when we start opening them, but I've certainly heard it be the case that because you get fewer cards in the pack, you get quite a lot of cards in a box, and they are so much cheaper than a regular English or Japanese booster box. I guess it would sort of make sense that the pulls you would get would be not quite the same tier level as you would get out of a full price English or Japanese booster box. Now I got this booster box from Amazon. The people who sell these, you can see, I don't know if you can see, the box does have a perforation along here where it's sort of supposed to be open for trade sales. These sellers from certainly UK Amazon, they actually, all of the boxes that I've heard about, and certainly this one does as well, it has a large piece of tape covering up the top there. Now, I've heard some people say that this is evidence maybe of tampering, that they've opened these boxes up before, rifled them around, put some other boosters in there that they've previously opened from boxes that have had good pulls, and you put the rest of the chod packs in here. I can't say if that is the case or not. I don't know how these come from the factory. There certainly isn't a factory seal at all on these. You can see it's completely open there. The slightly strange other thing that this company does when they send them out, and this seems to be the case of all of the booster boxes, these Korean ones that they send out, is that they give you some free sleeves. And I guess just in case you get some really nice pulls and you don't have a sleeve handy, now you do. It just seems to be random blank sleeves. There's about 3 in this pack attached to the box. So first thing I'm going to do is take those off. They don't have promos in them, they don't have extra cards or anything like that. As far as I can tell, they are just sleeves for you to use. Which again, if you don't have any, okay, that's fine, but you're really not going to get very far with 3 or 4 sleeves. Let's have a look here. And yeah, there you go. Just 3 glossy green sleeves. I guess we can use those for anything we might get from the box. So as I say, this is equivalent of the Sun and Moon Tag Bolt series. So we're sort of looking for the nice Tag Team GX cards, and the normal rainbow variants and the full art variants. You can get exactly the same cards in these as you can get in the Japanese boosters. And these all have English equivalents as well. Here we go, we can see all the packs in there. Now, I quite like the box, so I'm not going to do the perforation. I am going to go through the top way there. And there you go, quite a big pack of stacks for your money, but as I say, only 5 cards in a pack. And these are the Japanese style foil boosters, where you've got the larger part of the top where they would normally be sort of sat on a rack. And they also have the pull tab down the side, which allows you to get into the pack nice and easy. Now, I'm not going to use the pull tab because I don't trust myself to use it. If you pull too hard, if you pull at the wrong angle, you can snag the top corner of the cards in there, and you don't want to damage the cards obviously while you're opening the packs. And similarly, if you can sort of feel if the cards inside have all been shuffled into the same position. You can see there, if I fold the pack over, they're all clumped into one. If they're not, if one of them has sort of slightly risen up or anything like that, and you pull that tab down, you're going to catch it, it's going to bend, you're going to have a damaged corner. So the thing to do with these is, if you do want to use a pull tab, by all means, but make sure you sort of shuffle the cards into that singular sort of pack together. Now, just for quickness as well, I'm going to be using the scissors, and we're just going to snip off the top and have a look inside. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the sorting order is like inside these, and I'm going to say right now that I'm not a Pokemon master by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know what the translations of probably a lot of these are. I'm very much old school with my Pokemon collections. I know the original 151, and that's about it. But I do know a spicy pull when I see one, and if we do get any spicy pulls, as always on this channel, we stick them on the spice rack at the back here, from our spiciest number 1 pull all the way down to number 5. We hope we can get a full rack of cards at the back, even if there are a few 5 duds in there. So let's see what we've got here. So just checking out the card information at the bottom, see if the camera focuses on that. So we've got the set details, SF9, the number of the card, 78 or 95, and a C next to it, rather than any sort of dot or diamond or anything for rarity. So let's just go ahead and assume that that C might mean that this is a common. And then we have, oh, that's a muck, I know that one. He's common as well. That looks like a Pidgey, common. And then we have a U, so uncommon, so this is sort of holding true, and another U. So this is a Grimer. Oh look, I do know some of them. So 3 commons, 2 uncommons in a 5-pack, so not even a rare at all in that one, or a holo or anything. So if that gives you any indication of what kind of pulls you can get out of a 5-card pack, I think that's sort of, you can see where the money is sort of different in buying these so much cheaper. So let's have a look at our next one here. We've got, yeah, so again, Nidoran common. That looks like a Hitmonlee, Voltorb. I might have a better time than I thought with these. A rare candy, uncommon. Oh, that's nice. We've got a rare, and this is a holo Blastoise. Very nice. You can see there's just a normal holo. Now, sort of feeling them, they do feel a little bit glossier than English, or I haven't actually used too many Japanese cards, but certainly compared to the English ones, they're a little bit glossier, a little bit waxier. They feel okay. They don't feel too thin. They definitely feel a little thinner, but not sort of in a fake sort of way. These aren't sort of paper thin. They aren't sort of low quality paper. You can see that sort of from the shine on them. There we go. So that's our second pack. So that's pretty, you know, it's a holo Blastoise. I think you can just start us off at number 1 on the spice rack. We've got quite a few packs to go through, so we're going to start speeding up the procedure a little as we get to know what we're supposed to be finding in these things. Going to generate a lot of trash at the same time. So here we go. Kakuna, Persian, Machamp, Lapras is an uncommon, and another uncommon Pinsir. So yeah, definitely not guaranteed. Not only are you not guaranteed spice in your pack, you're also not guaranteed a rare in your pack for these ones. So when it comes to the price, I guess you buy in extra bulk just to try and guarantee that you get something. We're going to see if we end up with any sorts of full arts, VMAX, anything like that would be lovely. But for the money, I mean, I paid probably about £25 for this box. So if you're after some interesting looking cards in an interesting looking language, which is essentially why a non-Korean speaker would order a box like this, and there we go. Well, let's just stop for a moment. Next, we've got a Charizard holo as one of our rares. Very nice. And I think you can pop up to number 1 Charizard. You're quite popular at the moment. Alright, so the theme seems to be starter Pokemon. We're going to try and get all those up there. Anyway, yeah, so you'd be looking to, you know, you're not spending as much money as you normally would on a regular booster box, but you would have to buy more of these anyway to get the same level or quality of pulls from any other language booster box. And certainly for these Korean ones, for native English speakers, it sort of holds true for Japanese packs as well. You certainly don't buy them because they've got a language on them that you can't read. You buy them because they've got a nice looking language on them. Korean and Japanese cards, the characters and symbols on them look very nice. They look very cool. They look very different. They stand out. And when everybody's playing the same cards these days, it's nice to have a little bit of bling, and it's a cheap and easy way to get a bit more bling onto your cards. Because if they're in your deck, you know what they do anyway. You tend to bling out cards which everybody knows what they do. So it's no surprise when somebody plays this and you think, well, okay, I know what that does. That's a Paris at 10 damage, 20 damage. Those energy, that's no problem at all. But it makes your deck stand out a little bit. Ooh, there we go, look at that. Another holo rare this time. Looks like an Articuno. So we're doing quite well on the normal holo rares. And there's obviously lots and lots of different ways you can bling out your decks with holos, reverses, full arts, GXs, you know, as far as Pokemon goes, blinging out your deck, you're not spoiled for choice. So this is just like another nice little level that you can add on top, just to make it that extra fancy. So, chugging along here, so interestingly we have 3 holo rares. We don't have any normal rares at all. We don't have any full arts or anything else either. And we've had certainly more than a few packs with essentially nothing in it. Just the 3 commons and 2 uncommons. I'll press again. But if you're like me and you're the kind of person who just enjoys opening up booster packs, then this is a very good way of doing it for your money. Ooh, I think we've got something lurking in the back of this one. Here we go, so 3 commons. And Nidor, King or Queen, I can't quite tell, but we have our first tag team card. So I'm going to have a quick look over at my guide and see if I can pick out what that is. That could be... yeah, a Latios and Latios. It's not the Latios and Latios S card, but as far as a Tag Team GX goes, that's pretty good. I think that goes straight to the top of the charts. And again, you can see exactly the same card as you would find in other language boosters, except it's Korean. It's very, very nice. Again, quality is absolutely fine, and it just looks a bit special, you know, to us native English speakers. They look a bit nicer. So, plenty of packs to go, so we've got plenty of time for some more hits. Let's see if we can keep going here. Moran, Mankey, Execute, and a Ninetales. I'm actually impressing myself with how many of these card names I know. I didn't pick this one completely at random. I picked this one because I knew it had the tag team stuff in it, which I'm a fan of. But I didn't realize I had quite so many Gen 1 Pokemon in it, which is really helpful for me trying to figure out what on earth I'm looking at here. I'm definitely learning as I go with these, but it's a lot easier when you recognize the Pokemon. All the newer sets and all the Gen, I don't know, anything from Gen 3 upwards, and my knowledge really starts to go south quickly. But with these guys, I'm fairly well versed. Here we go, whistle, and so this is a Trainer rare holo, I'm guessing is what that means at the bottom. Let me see if I can get a focus on that. I don't know if you can see that. It says TR for the rarity down at the bottom. It's not quite focusing there. I've not seen a TR, so TR Trainer rare. I guess that makes sense. Let's have a look at the back of the packs quickly, because sometimes they have listed. There we go. So there's the rarity listing. You can see there. So we've got common, uncommon, rare, double rare, T rare, S rare, and H rare. So we just got ourselves a T rare. I'm gonna have to look up what that means. It might just mean Trainer rare. Maybe it was just a coincidence it came on a trainer card. Let's see. We'll keep chugging along through these. Certainly doesn't take long to get through a pack when there's only 5 cards in it. There we go. Common, uncommon, and another uncommon. So, how far in we are at the moment? I'm tempted to say that you just don't get regular rares. You don't get non-holo rares, because we've not had a single one. Every pack has either had 3 commons, 2 uncommons, like we've got here. Oh, 3 commons, 2 uncommons, or a holo rare at the back. So, I mean, considering the value of most non-holo rares is mostly 0 a lot of the time anyway, I guess that saves a little bit of bulk in the collection. You've only got the commons and uncommons making up there. Ah, there we go. Another holo rare, another legendary bird. We're doing quite well out of these. Right, so I'm going to move the trainer rare off just so you can be next to your friend there, Moltres. So we're either going for all 3 starter Pokemon, or we're going for the 3 legendary birds at this point. So another Tag Team GX would be nice if we can get something like a rainbow out of it. Another Squirtle, Charmander. Lovely. some sort of robe, and a Kangaskhan. So yeah, I guess, I mean, if you're looking for cards that look interesting, they don't look like your normal sort of Pokemon cards, they have a different edge to them, and you're not looking to spend a lot of money, you could do a lot worse than trying out one of these boxes. As I say, there's plenty of them available, certainly from the base Sun and Moon upwards, and they all follow the same Japanese expansion release names and contents, but a heck of a lot cheaper. Here we go. Well, it's not quite another legendary bird Pokemon, but it is a legendary Dragonite, another holo. So I don't think you make the spice rack, but you can certainly have a space on the playmat for now. And yeah, I said, even if you're just after a little sampling of these, for the money, you're paying less than the price of an Elite Trainer box. You're paying less than the price of most collection boxes, and you're only paying a bit more than a tin. And you get so much more inside than you would of a tin or anything like that. So obviously, if you're not after foreign language cards, then there's absolutely no point buying these at all. So don't even waste your money. And it's up to different play groups. You might play with people who sort of insist that, no, I need to be able to read your cards, I need to know what's about to come at me. Or you might be playing with the same people over and over. They know what you've got, you know what everybody else's deck does, it's no problem at all. But when suddenly you splash out one of these, for example, that's going to turn some heads. And speaking of one of these, I think I can see one of these peeking out the back of this pack. So we've got a Ninetales, and we do have another tag team. Ooh, very nice. It's another variant, I think. Yeah. So okay, it's not quite the variant, it's not the best one that we can get, but considering we've had two variants now of the Latios and Latios, I think we're doing rather well. I'm not sure which one of those two is the better variant. I have a feeling it's this gold one here. Sorry, Moltres, you're going to have to come off. As we bump you two down, and we have a new winner. Ooh, Charizard getting lost a bit there. Now, cards like this, so you can see here, out of the pack, it's a little bit pringled. And that is a common thing with foiled cards on slightly worse cardstock. They definitely curl the cards faster. It's an issue that you get with poor cardstock. Now, you can do various things to get rid of that curl. You can try and stick it through a lot of dehumidification, try and remove all the moisture from around it. That can sometimes pull it back. All the curling is, it's just the paper part of the card is shrinking compared to the foil layer of the card, which is staying the same size. So it's sort of pulling it in at the edges and creates the curl. So you want to try and get rid of the humidification in the air, get rid of all that water, and then maybe it'll flatten itself back out. Equally, you can just stick them in a sleeve, back to back. So if you have two curled cards, let's take these two for example, I would put them in a sleeve like that, back to back, in one of our fancy green sleeves, for example. And the pressure that they would then be pushing against each other would mean that they would cancel out some of the flattening. And the tighter fit of a sleeve that you can get, obviously the greater the effect that would have. And you can always go the other old-fashioned route of do all that, but then also stick a really heavy object like a massive book on top for a couple of days or so, and that will help sort it out as well. Depending on the cardstock, you'll have better results than with others. I can't say for certain that this Korean cardstock will take to any of those particular factors to sort the curl out. They might just be like that. And that might be one of the other reasons why these cards in particular are cheaper to get hold of than others. But then, it's very nice. Voltorb. No, not Voltorb, the other one, Electrode. Holo rare. Very nice. Again, when you're paying this little, this is well under £1 a pack, then you have to sort of somewhat be willing to put up with the slightly lacking print or paper quality. But you sort of hope that the specialness or the uniqueness of the cards make up for that. So we can down to the last few packs now, and I think I would have to call this box pretty good. As I say, this is about a £25 box. We've got some very nice, I don't think they're probably going to be worth very much, these holo rare ones here, but certainly the Tag Team GXs that we've got have a lot of potential. And even if they don't sell for very much. Obviously, they would sell for a lot less than the English and Japanese ones would. But again, you don't need, if you're looking to sell it, you don't need to sell it for a lot more because you paid a lot less in the first place. So your cost basis is a lot lower to start with. So if you get, okay, so this is a trainer, but just a rare. So the TR is some other sort of level above just a regular rare. Well, it looks like, and we're down to our last pack. Yeah. So as I say, if you're trying to sell these on, if you're opening packs of value, this is a slightly riskier way of doing it. But you will possibly have a harder time finding buyers, of course, because they're going to want these cards for the same reason that you bought them perhaps in the first place, that they are a little bit special, a little bit unique, and because they aren't mainstream, they may take longer to shift. So that's the entire box. So let's just have a little quick go over here. So we got a stack of commons and uncommons. We ended up with, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hollow rares, no reverse anything at all. 1 TR rare trainer, and 2 GX cards, which I think for the money, even if I weren't looking to sell these on to keep these, I think that's a pretty good box. Oh, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed that, please feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you feel like the Spice Rack should have looked different to how it does here, or if you would have done anything differently, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.